Morning, Dan. I figured you probably need some entertainment, some in-ferry entertainment. Although I think I missed that. I think you're in Dublin by now. Hey, is it true that they have a special way of walking in Dublin called dubstep? I read that somewhere on the internet. Maybe it was AI that suggested it. I'm sure it's true. Anyway, at least you'll need some in-flight entertainment, and this might be better than any movie that you're going to watch. Of course, it might not be. Speaking of step, the Stepping Stones, those are really cool. I've seen something like that here. Where was that? Here being in the continental United States. I can't think of where it was. I don't think it was a tidal river. I think it was. Damn it. Oh, well, anyway, it'll come to me and I'll tell you later where it is. Yeah, you think about how did they get those stones in place? Must be with some sort of raft or barge type thing, right? On that tidal river. And plunked them into place. Of course, once they're in place, they're in place. Now, I guess they could rig up a block and tackle and maybe lift those and move them. But anyway, yeah, this was, as you said, hundreds of years ago, if not even longer. Anyway, yeah, that was cool. I would love to go and walk on your stepping stones. Ben in the Plains Indians, did you tell him I live in and amongst Plains Indians? Now, I'm assuming Plains Indians, that's as far as the Rockies, somewhere between Chicago and the Rockies, maybe? Those are the Plains Indians? Those are the plains that we're talking about? Oklahoma, Nebraska, Iowa, South Dakota, Minnesota. So yeah, tell him that I live in the heart of Lakota territory, historic Lakota territory. Now it's just Cheesehead territory, I guess. And I know I should not be surprised at this, how much better your place looks without scaffolding. I mean, I imagined it was going to look better. I just didn't imagine it was going to look that much better. Yeah, it's what a long and interesting road, as you said. You don't really understand quite what was going on, and I don't think you ever will. If there was maybe a cultural piece, or maybe just something to do with who those people are, I can say, when I'm dealing with a particular plumber or an electrician here in town, I know which ones are going to result in better or worse service. And I wouldn't really call that a cultural thing so much as those people are just assholes. So maybe that's the case. So you had mentioned in one of your videos, since you are en route back to Pendleton. Notice I didn't say en route home because I'm not sure which is now home for you. But you had mentioned how much you're going to miss being there and missing those people. In your videos, if you go back and you watch them and you listen to what words you use, you are frequently superlative about all of your experiences, about the people you meet, about the walks you take, about the sites you visit. And so either you're exaggerating, which I don't think you are, or you really feel that way. And again, I've asked you this question before, but why are you spending 6 months in Pendleton? I understand your children and grandchildren are in the continental US, but you could be much more strategic about your visits, and you could come specifically for June, July. You could hit camp, you could hit Minot, you could see Beth and Carew and the grandkids. You could see Gareth and your granddaughter. You could see Taryn. You could see Brennan and Alex. And then leave again for August, September, October, November, or maybe come back for Thanksgiving and Christmas and then get the hell out again. And so really spending 9 months a year in Wales. So I just listening to the words you use and the experience, watching the experiences you have, everything that you want to do, both professionally and personally, you know, other than with, you know, your family, seems to be there. So I think a 9 on, 3 off would work better for you guys. The neighbor, the woman who wrote that note, Kathy, who left it in the wall, Kathy Brooks, so many 55 years ago at the rectory. I did meet them. They got back on the 27th of April. And they are in Puerto Vallarta from mid-October, early October, until the end of April. Every year, they have an apartment down there. And the amazing thing is Kathy she has mobility issues. She uses a wheelchair most of the time on those cobbles in Puerto Vallarta. And they manage, and they love it down there. So they're down there October, November, December, January, February, March, April, 7 months. You know, then they're back for May, June, July, August, September, you know, the best 5 months, depending on whether you like ice, snow, hockey, curling, and sitting in the cold river, in which case they're the worst 5 months to be in Winona. So thinking about them and thinking about their experiences, I just was thinking more about you guys, and here I am encouraging you to do something where, rather than, you know, 4 months, that's what you're doing over there, right? 4 months? You do 9. Changing subjects, did you watch the Champions League, the first leg of the Champions League semifinals? Tuesday and Wednesday. They were really entertaining. Let me correct that. The Arsenal PSG match was not that entertaining. I'm always amazed though when I watch the continental European professional teams, how much faster they seem to play even than Premier League. And then, of course, I watch MSL highlights and think how ponderous they seem. The Arsenal match was it was a slugfest. But the Barcelona Inter Milan match, oh my gosh, that was yesterday. Really, just the highlights. I would love to have watched the whole match. The highlights just themselves were really, really entertaining. Other than the one bit, which I know you're going to pitch a fit about, so you might as well just warn Sarah that you're going to bitch and moan about it. The fact that they had, how did the announcer put it? He was Irish. No, he might have been an Irish announcer. He said that the Barcelona player, maybe the Inter Milan player, was offside by a loose bootlace. You know how they do the VAR. So anyway, but oh my gosh, what an entertaining match. I can't wait for next week's match between them. That one I'm going to actually have to make a point of watching. That's what I've got for the most part. We're almost almost ready to get Preston moved over to the rectory. That will be on Saturday. We just need to move the fridge and the kitchen sink. Everything but the kitchen sink. Everything including the kitchen sink. The fridge and the kitchen sink need to go. And then at that point, he's ready to move in. The bathroom's ready. The kitchen cabinets will be all in today, including the range. The outlets are all in. The lights are all in. And yeah, I would send you pictures, but they look just like they did, except with the cabinets being in. And the bathroom, as you know, is all but done. Bits and bobs left, as you would put it. Lovely, great, amazing bits and bobs left. So that's what I've got. I'm going to go and do all sorts of things today. I've already made quiche. I'm going to go do some painting in the rectory. I'm going to go to the can and drop a bunch of stuff off, going to Menards, go to Walmart, maybe Walgreens, because I like to spread the lucre. Go to the bank, go to the bookstore, and get ready for the weekend. It's raining today. We're going to get out and play golf tomorrow afternoon. It's not going to be more than 10 degrees, but it should be dry. So that's fine. I can play in 10 degrees. I played in worse. So safe travels. I think you were in Dublin tonight, right? You leave in the morning. So enjoy your night in Dublin, and go out and meet some amazing people and take a lovely walk. And I will no doubt hear from you while you're in transit. That is my story, and I am sticking to it.